Hi, welcome to Simply Knitting with Kindred Spirits. This is a podcast about knitting, sewing, spinning, crafting, anything in general. I also do some house tours, decor, and house renovations on here, so I'm so thankful that you decided to join me today. So basically what we're here to do today is that we are going to participate in the DIY Mommies Christmas Decor Challenge for 2018, and I've watched her show or her channel for about 2 years now, and I've really liked it. I like her DIYs and her decorations and things like that, and how she's updated her own home. However, I haven't ever watched any of her challenges before, and I'm not sure why, but I happened to stumble across them and I was like, oh, this would be fun. So this is just my little lantern that I bought at Target. It's the Hearth and Hand collection. I got it at the just about a month or so ago. It was on sale. You still might be able to find them. This is, I believe, the larger size. I think there is a smaller size. And I just thought it would be a nice little addition to my home. I have it prepped for Thanksgiving right now, but we're gonna take all this stuff out and we're gonna put some Christmas items that I found at the dollar spot at Target, as well as the actual Christmas department, and a few other things I've just gathered from around my house. So basically just get yourself a cup of something warm and cozy. It's a pretty chilly night tonight. I've got the fire going. Everybody else is asleep in bed, so hopefully we can do this relatively quietly, and let's go ahead and get started. Hey, the items you're going to need for this is some form of lantern. You can buy one similar to this still at Target in the Hearth and Hand collection, or you can find them in Hobby Lobby, Walmart, pretty much anywhere you can find lanterns. They don't have to be this large, they can be smaller, and you're just going to scale things down. Also, you need a nice warm beverage to keep your hands nice and warm. Currently drinking some English breakfast tea, and then of course you need a little chocolate to keep yourself fortified throughout the endeavor. Need some decorative snow. I got a couple different sizes of houses. These are from the dollar spot. This one was $5 and this one was $3. Got a small little package of ornaments. These are just small little round balls, and this was the $1 package that I got from there. Got this adorable little reindeer. He was $5 from the actual Target Christmas decor aisle. I love his eyes. They're so realistic, and I love his little fur around here. Just reminded me of Christmas and the holidays. I also got this. I don't know if I'll use it, but it is super cute. It says Letters to Santa, and it opens up. This is from the Hearth and Hand collection, and it was $5. I've seen the large ones, but we don't have any small children, but it still doesn't mean that I don't appreciate something like this. So I really did like this, and I thought it was a way to incorporate that into my decor somehow this year. And then I also got these 4 little bottle brush trees. These were, I believe, $3 for all 4. They've got a little bit of snow on them. They're about the right scale and that type of thing. So, and I got this at the dollar section at Target as well. I also got this snow blanket. You can use polyfill, you can use batting from a quilt, pretty much anything you need. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale, so, and I figured I could use it in other decorations that I have going on throughout this winter and fall. We'll use this as the base and then just put this fluffy snow on top of it. And then I will probably add in some little fairy lights. Just add a little ambiance underneath the cotton, just like it looks like it's just glowing and just gorgeous. I love these little lights. I have them in several different places in my home. They are battery operated, but they're little tiny, and they are on a timer. Usually they're on for about 6 hours and then off for 18 hours, so it doesn't waste your batteries as much. And then you're going to want some type of bow or ribbon. I've got a couple choices here. I bought this one, which I got from Hobby Lobby. It is a red plaid, but it's actually flannel on one side and then like burlap on the other. And I bought this, I think, for our actual Christmas tree this year. I just kind of fell in love with it, and I loved the rustic homespunness of it. And that was $9.99, and right now Hobby Lobby has their items 50% off, so it was $5. And then this is just some green velvet ribbon. This is vintage green velvet ribbon, and I bought this when I was getting married this past winter to use on the bridesmaids bouquet handles. And I didn't use all of it, of course, but I believe it was from the 1940s. It's gorgeous, in great condition. So I can maybe make a bow or something like that out of this if I choose to. I just liked the colors. I'm going for very traditional colors this year. And then last but not least, I have some black and white gingham or buffalo check, whatever you would like to call it. This I got from Joann's, and it was $14.99, and I got it for 50% off probably about 2 months ago. It was the very beginning of the season. This was the only roll that they had. I'm planning on using the black and white buffalo check on my front porch. I don't know if this will end up outside or if it will stay inside, so I might include this. I don't know. I think I'll probably go with this one just because of all the red and things like that. It would kind of complement everything, but we shall see. Sometimes I change my mind midstream. And then you could also use, if you wanted to, some mattress ticking. I bought this to make either a table runner or a seat cover for my love seat out on my front porch. If you guys would like a tutorial for that, please comment down below and I'll be more than happy to make something up for you. I also thought about making a slip cover for my Queen Anne wingback recliner chair. It's seen a little wear in its day. It's time to replace it, but I just don't have it in my budget right now to get a new one, and so this would add some festive flair and cover up some of the worn areas and things like that. So you could also just rip strips of this and make it into kind of a ragged bow as well. So, and then I did get this ornament the other day from Dillon's. I think it's beautiful. It's glass, kind of like the old world Mercury glass with the Santa Claus on the front. This is 2018. I didn't plan on using it in this, but it happened to be with the rest of the stuff, and I was like, we might see what it looks like. You never know. Sometimes it could end up being very organic or actually look like a little village type scene. And then I also have some tea light candles that will go inside the little homes, but I just don't have them out at the moment. I will do that at the end. These I got from Walmart for 98 cents, so they were relatively inexpensive. It will probably depend on what type of ribbon I use. If I do happen to use one of these like tied up at the top would be really neat. I probably will go with something like that just because it's a little bit more organic. But and then you never know when you're going to need a glue gun, so definitely have one of those on hand and ready to go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is just to cut a chunk of this snow blanket or use some of your polyfill or whatever to line the bottom of it. I'm going to make it a little larger than the actual bottom because I want to have some depth and dimension. So I'll probably just take maybe like a section like that big. Oops. And I don't know about you guys, but this snow blanket always reminds me of my mama. And when she would decorate for Christmas. She doesn't decorate as much as she does now. She's in her early 80s, so she doesn't have the energy or the want to. They're sticky little suckers. So on this stuff, you can kind of pull it apart a little bit and make it a little bit more fluffy. You could even pull it completely apart if you wanted to do that to give it a little bit more of a snowy effect. That's probably what I'm going to do. just because I do want it to have a bit of that fluff. I want it to actually look like it's snowing. So I'm going to take my lantern, and of course we're going to open the door. And I am going to work at it from this angle just so I can see what it looks like. I did go ahead and grab some, I bought these from Hobby Lobby just as like little risers whenever I do my decorations and things like that for fall. And I thought this would add a little bit of height and dimension. You could also use the box that these little ornaments came in, which I might use for this larger house here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first layer and I'm just going to kind of smush it in. I think I'm only going to need one layer. It doesn't look like I'm going to need more than that. So I'm going to kind of put it in there, make it look pretty. I am going to take this box and I'm going to put it towards the back here. I'm going to cover that puppy up with the snow. And nobody's going to know it's there. And I'm going to take my lights. Now, I would normally use a gold or silver wire, but I don't have those on hand. I already had these. I bought them for another project, which if you would like to stay tuned, I've got several other Christmas decor projects that are in the works for this holiday season. And I'll probably, this is my first year actually doing like holiday videos and things like that. I was doing an actual full-time, not a full-time, knitting podcast, but I kind of stepped away from that for a while because life got busy and things like that. And so I'm just going to hide this box underneath that little box there as well. And then I'm going to kind of hide these lights, just kind of weave them in and out. Have them come up and above that little box there. And this is one of the smaller strands of lights. You can get quite a bit larger ones if you have a larger little lantern thing, but and I don't know about you, but the more lights the merrier, I think, at Christmas time. Oh, good gravy. Put the box towards the front, so if I need to change the batteries, I can. And we're going to use a couple of these and some hot glue. And we're going to glue this sucker to these wooden hockey pucks. Yeah, that'll work. I'm just gonna lay these kind of around, up and over, just kind of like that. The beauty with these lights is you can bend them and kind of make them malleable in the direction in which you would like them to go. That doesn't mean they're going to stay that way, but all right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put this back in here. tuck that in back and behind. Tuck this in over here. Tuck that in here. Just want it to look nice and pretty. All right. Now, the next thing, when I do something like this, I just want to make sure that it looks decent from all of the sides. I don't like how this is folded over, so we'll refold this. Oh, it looks pretty good. I am going to take a little bit more of this and just cut it in half. And it tears pretty easily too. I'm just going to lay that over this part so it kind of covers up that box a little bit more. Okay, now if you want, you can go ahead and put some of this pretty snow in there now, or you can wait until it's all done and then sprinkle it across the top. I think I'm probably going to put a little bit in now and then a little bit in later. This stuff is pretty messy, so if you have kids helping you, this might be a project for the adults. And this is just to make it look shiny and pretty. And all right, now I'm going to place the little bit larger items first and then work my way down to the smaller ones. I've got a little tea light here that I'm going to go ahead and turn on and place inside my little house. And I'm going to set this little house up on this box here. Just gives it a little bit of height. And that looks nice there. Then I'm going to take my little reindeer and I think I'm going to set him over here. And I might not use this little house, I don't know yet. And I think I do want to go ahead and add this little guy in there, just to add a little bit more color. And if you need to, you can, to have a little bit flatter surface and so you can actually see everything. Put him I think I like him here. And this is definitely one of those things that's kind of trial by error and that type of thing. And we're going to put a tree up here. And probably another little tree over here. And Mr. Reindeer doesn't want to stay in the upright position, so. I usually try to do things in 3s or 5s. Something with an odd number generally helps with the decor plan and that type of thing. Makes it look a little bit less, makes it look a little bit more random. And then I think I'm going to take one more tree. I might actually trim this one down if I can. Let me go get my wire cutters. We'll put him over here in this lovely little corner. And I think we're getting there. I'm just going to lay some of these in and around the little Christmas trees. Just add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture and depth and dimension. Now these little ornaments that I did buy at the Dollar Tree, or not the Dollar Tree, at the Dollar Spot at Target, are glass. So if you have small children, these might not be something that they should play with. All right, it's actually looking relatively good. It's really rather a pretty simple process. And let's see, I actually quite like it, just the way it is. I am going to put a little bit more snow. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And this actually is open up at the top, so I'm going to sprinkle the snow in from there. So then it looks like it actually snowed on this stuff. Okay, that's pretty much what it looks like. Now I'm going to decide what color of ribbon I want. I'm going to come around to the front here and take a look. I think I am going to go with the black gingham. Yes. Okay, so if you've ever tried to tie a bow before, there's several different ways to do it. I just like to do it pretty simply. I take my ribbon, kind of lay it down, I cross it one way, and then I cross it the other way. And this might not be long enough, but I don't want the bow to be, yes. I usually just do it, I don't think about it. Of course it looks like poop when you first do it, but it will get much cuter as you mess with it and fiddle with it. And sometimes it just wants to be stubborn. This is a little bit wider ribbon than I normally use. that is just about right. I'm going to make the points pretty. Take just a little bit more off of that one. The scissors are kind of dull. They're not my fabric scissors, so. And then I like to kind of make sure that they're similar in length. I don't want them exact, but because usually it looks kind of nice if it's just a little off, just a bit. You don't want it to be awkward, but. I think I'm going to just put that right there. Could put it back there. Actually, that looks kind of cute back there. And I think I'm going to get a pick. And just see what it looks like. It might be too much, which I think it probably will be. Yeah. What else I got in my little bag of tricks. I like this one better. I think this needs to be significantly smaller. So we are going to cut this down a little bit. And I am going to do a very naughty thing. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right here. Hot glue is removable, so this won't have to be permanent. I'm going to put just a little bit on this. Just put a little dab of glue instead of using the floral wire. And just push it on there and make sure it seals really well. I kind of want the berry hidden. And I'm just going to make the actual ends of the ribbon pretty. Since this is wired ribbon, it molds really nicely. I'm going to kind of bunch the bows up a little bit. And this might be one of those things that I put on there for now. And if I don't like it, I'll come back and fix it or do something different with it. And I think I want just a little bit of you on there too. Just add a little sparkle up to the top. Perfect. All right. Oh, poop. See, like I said, the hot glue isn't permanent, and I wiggled it a little too much. It popped right off, so if you don't, or if you're worried about damaging something, don't. At least if you use the low heat hot glue. And that's generally what I use for all my crafting projects, because I don't need it to be permanent. And there you have it. So that took maybe 20 minutes. See, messy, 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 messy stuff. I have to get the vacuum out and vacuum that stuff up. So see, that took maybe 20-30 minutes, and you have a custom terrarium slash lantern with a little Christmas scene in it. And you know, you can have some, maybe not pride, but you can find some joy in the fact that you did it yourself, and that when people see it or admire it, you can say, yeah, I did that. So that's definitely what I want to do here on this channel, Simply Kindred Spirits, because I want to find other kindred spirits like you out and about. So if you want to stop by, definitely do so. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that as well. I love the DIY mommy, and hopefully she will have more projects like this in the future, and we will be able to collaborate again. And I hope that you guys go out and find yourself some fun little items to put in a terrarium or in a lantern, and get those done yourself. Thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.